Welcome everyone to an episode of the Definitive Crusade, the UCPN's corner for the DC Universe. I'm your host, joining the machine Hughes, and joining me as always is the lovely Freyja.
Hi guys.
How's it going, Freyja?
It's going great. I'm actually not sick.
Yay! Woo!
Yeah!
Woo! How was Valentine's?
It was good. It was good. I had to work, but I still had a good time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Any secret cards and roses left by your doorstep?
No, I just got like a specialty cupcake. It was really good.
Oh yeah, cool.
Because flowers they die and they're just kind of a mess. And I don't do the whole like drying them out and thing. I don't do that.
Okay. All right, okay.
Yeah.
We don't do Valentine's in our house. My wife and I got together on this February the 16th. No, it wasn't a calculated move for me to be a skinflint. He says, thinking I should have thought of that. So we do the 16th. So we've been away at the weekend just gone. So there you go.
Oh, that's nice.
DC news. I don't know if you saw this. There's Robin, Damian Wayne is getting his own Black Label book.
Ooh, like Robin as him as Robin or him as
Robin.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
So you going to pull out the sword and actually start killing people again?
Well, I don't know if it's. I don't know. Yeah, it's a bit, but it's a Black Label, so so I imagine there's going to be some violence, and there'll be some talking of the relationship between Bruce and Damian and stuff like that. So,
well, I hope it's an actual like Black Label book, and not like a book that says it's Black Label, but you can't tell. That's my only fear, because we've run into a couple of those.
Yeah. Indeed. We did indeed. Cool. I mean, just around the corner, the second part of John Constantine's due out in America, so that'll be interesting for all you John Constantine fans. Yep. So all good and good jobs. We've got that to look forward to. And of course, Batman has been dropped into a weekly schedule to go through the Joker Year 1 storyline. We have got the second issue of that storyline to look at in the show. Cool. Excellent. Shall we kick off?
Yep.
Here we go. Freyja's first choice. Kneel Before Zod, number 2. And this is 2 of 12. And I think that's a bit of a misnomer, because this series seems to be, I don't know, there seems to be some status quo changes for sure. And it's really early doors to do this, issue 2, but we'll find out. Written by Joe Casey. Dan McDade is on art, David Barron is on colours, and Troy Patiri is on letters. So, we've looked at the first issue of this. Remind me, did you like the first issue?
I don't think I did, actually.
And yet you picked the second.
I know.
Oh, then take this away.
Okay, so continuing on with him now controlling this planet and yada yada, he made himself a throne, but like now he has another alien race coming in. They're gonna invade, but the thing is, I don't really like the art style at all. That's something I noticed like immediately. I was like, dang it. Okay. So I pushed through and I read it, and then it was like a whole lot of nothing happened. Nothing happened. Really? Well, okay.
The final act of the book is an absolute dozy of an ending.
Yeah, so it's everything kind of like happened all at once at the end. But like freaking, I don't know why they're doing this, because the whole synopsis of it is like, what happens when Zod gets his, everything he wants it. Oh, he wants more. It's totally unhinged. But in this, like, they cuck him at the end. Yeah. And it's like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah. So it's an interesting point. And that's the main thrust of this comic book, is that Zod wants this, but then Zod doesn't do anything to help himself.
Yeah, and it kind of didn't make any sense. I was like, this dude, why is he acting like this? And she was like, well, you're acting, blah, 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 you're not acting like yourself. And then she's like, kneel before me. And I'm like, oh my God, I hope he kills you. Like, next thing. issue. I hope he gets his personality back and just like rips her head out, off of her shoulders or something, because this is some bullshit right here. I don't want to see the supervillain that I like, being freaking manhandled by his, Queen Ursa or whatever. It's just, that's not what I'm here to read. I'm here to read something about badass Zod. I don't give a shit about Ursa. She's kind of she's his underling. She always has been. Well, you know what I mean.
I hear what you're saying, but it's the age of equality, Freyja. Everyone's equal now.
Oh my gosh, no. Yes, and here's the thing. But it's just that I don't like character assassinations. I don't like my characters not acting like themselves. He wouldn't put up with this shit. Not at all. He would have turned around and smacked her. Like, he wouldn't have been like, oh yeah, okay, I'm on the ground kneeling in front of me. No, that's not how Zod rolls, first of all. And the whole him just being content with this little backwater of a planet, that's not him either. The dude would have been wanting to go conquer other planets. He would have been like, he wouldn't have been freaking planet hopping at this point,
Just, I hear what you said, and I agree with you to a point. Isn't Ursa supposed to be pregnant in this right now?
Yeah, that too.
Yeah,
he
so
still would have smacked her, but
I don't know. It takes an evil, it takes a really bad guy to knock around a pregnant lady. Sure.
I know, but is he really? But he is a bad guy. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like, he's not a good guy. So I yeah, she's pregnant, but he's not a good guy. Like, they're perfectly fine with killing people. They were perfectly fine. Like I said, killing people. They were perfectly fine with killing all humans. There's pregnant humans. It's just it's like the whole, they want to do a story about a villain, but they can't commit to the villain being a villain.
Well, okay, so let's err on the side of caution on this, because I said right at the start,
or just don't make her pregnant.
No. This is only the second issue.
I know.
So there is a chance for retribution down the way.
Wait until she gave birth and then kill her.
No. maybe.
I have more villainous thoughts.
Yeah. Note to self: send Freyja a birthday card.
Yeah, well, that's why I always say if I had superpowers, I'd probably be a villain, because my mind just goes whoop.
Yeah. Dark alley.
Yep.
that would be your villainous name.
Dark alley.
I am the Dark Alley.
Oh god.
Oh dear God. So yeah, I agree with you on the art. The art is absolutely, it doesn't know what it wants to be. Is it trying to be cartoony? Is it trying to be serious? Because you've got like this cartoon look with these really dark colors going on.
Yeah.
And obviously the topic of conversation is not particularly light-hearted for sure. The other thing I thought art-wise, I've gone past the page. Where is it? Is it this one?
Is it where they're melting his brain?
Does this guy, he's a Kund, said it pronouncedly. Doesn't this guy look like that guy from the Justice League cartoon? Where he has to go and like, he gets like a proto Doomsday character. He scars the S into his chest. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I do, but it's been a while since I've seen that.
World characters. Let's have a look. Justice League, isn't it?
Let's see. Because I know what you're talking about, but I'm not.
No.
Because he
episode.
He always just kind of reminded me of like a slightly hairless, like Lobo looking thing, kind of.
Yeah, maybe I'll give you that. Because he ends up fighting what you call it, doesn't he? He ends up fighting. It's Draga. That's the guy we're looking for.
Draga.
That's the guy's name. Yeah. Come on. So,
oh yeah. The guy that I always thought he looked like he was like his face was made out of rock.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
he
see. So now that we've found them, let's do some. Let's
he
do
has
some
a weird
showing.
chin. Yeah, he does. He does look like that guy. No wonder I thought he looked familiar.
Google search.
Because he has the
Okay.
one blind eye and he's jacked up teeth.
Yeah. That's him. So it is
does.
the guy that I'm talking about. Is that guy there? Right there.
Yeah.
There he is. That's him.
Yeah, he does look like him, but like pinkish purple.
Yeah.
And
Well, colorists, you know what they're like, right?
yeah. Just give this man a mustache and and some eyebrows.
Story wise, I'm with you on this one, to be honest. I'm a little bit like, I don't particularly want to go out and read a book about Zod, particularly. It's not like, it's like a must read. But if you've got a book about a supervillain, you expect the supervillain to do some super villainous stuff.
Yeah.
This guy, he just preens. That's his superpower. Yeah? Preen before Zod. Not Neil.
I know, right? They'll fluff up the feathers, you know. Got to get that peacock look going on, get the strut.
And it's just, I don't know. It's because there's confrontation in the front one, because the kid ends up leaving and try his own course, which you can check out in Sinister Sons, which is a book we're not looking at.
No.
Although it was touch and go, I thought. So I just think, I don't know. 2 issues in, I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt. We've got 10 left to go in the series. Are they planning on bringing Zod back as a major player in Superman's life, or is he just a major player in his own life? It doesn't seem like he's a major player in his own house. Never mind anything else. Just saying.
Yeah.
Call it like I say it. Art wise, this cartoony art style, you know what? It's not for me. I just try harder. I don't know what I expect, and that's probably a bit of a indictment on comic books as a whole at the moment for me. Is that I sometimes look at what we look at, and I read what we have to do for the show, or read what I buy. And I think to myself, why am I even? You know, and
yeah,
I don't like feeling like this about comic books. I love comic books. When you get a great comic book, it puts a smile on your face. You get the emotions of the story right and everything. If I'm looking at Neil before Zod, I'm like, why? Who's buying this? Who's going to buy 12 issues of this?
I don't know. Let me see if they have the sales on that.
Go for it. Let's see what you can find.
All right.
I think it's expensive as well.
It is expensive. Holy cow.
Sales. I can't see it.
Nah, I can't find it. It would take me some time to find this. I don't know.
I don't know. It's just I don't know. Has the? I mean, there's a lot of Superman stuff going around at the moment, and in the Superman book, I'm a lot more interested in Bizarro showing up than Zod. I'm interested in Power Girl. Power Girl book's been such a fun read, and it just kind of harkens back to why I read comic books. I don't necessarily want to read a comic about a villain, and as you said quite correctly, it's a villain who doesn't particularly, he's not
act like a villain.
Yeah.
Because let's be real, the shit that Joker's done to Harley when they were.
Yeah, it's called.
I mean, it's just, and even Ivy, the things that Ivy has done to Harley, poor Harley, man. But because like I said, yes, that crap is terrible, but once again, they're villains. You're not supposed to, want to be like the villains. They're supposed to be, doing these terrible things,
I
that's what makes them villains,
Yeah, exactly. I mean, no one, it's funny because a lot of people, and they'll say, as you said, the terrible things that Joker's done to Harley, which is a fair shout. He's done some awful things to the girl. However, nobody mentions that the child abuse he laid on to Jason Todd back in the 80s.
Or what he did to Gordon's wife and the baby, the whole baby thing. That was just messed up.
Yeah.
Baby stuff. Oh.
So, I hear what you said. I just think if you're going to do something about a villain, then do something about a villain. Don't candy ass it. Don't say kneel before Zod and just then. As I say, it might be just a trope to get through the first couple of issues before he turns back to his normal badass self. But what's going to happen? That they're going to lose the war because Ursa's in charge, really, and therefore he's going to have to go back and reinvigorate himself, get his powers back, go and take on the planet by himself and win again. I don't know.
That's why I was hoping for like assassination or something.
Yeah, maybe down the call.
Yeah,
maybe down the line. All right, excellent. So from one villain to another villain. As mentioned at the top of the show, the Batman book is taking a breather from everything Bruce Wayne, kinda, and we're getting a Joker year one. The first issue dropped on our dead week, so we are looking at the second issue. Let me get you the people to blame. I mean,
no, blame is right.
Chip Zdarsky's on writing duties. Giuseppe, I'm going to say Camuscoli, is on art and with Andrea Sorrentino. Inks, Stefano Nessi and Andrea Sorrentino again. Colors by Alejandro Sanchez. And letters by Clayton Cowles. Do I get any points for getting any of those names even close to being right?
Sure. Imaginary brownie points for you.
I think I did all right there, actually.
Yeah, I think you did.
Cool. So this is my shout. I'm not sure how you feel about this. Did you read the first part?
No, but I think I know what's going on.
All right. So the Joker's having a bit of a crisis of confidence at the start of his career. He's suffering from PTSD from being dropped into the vat of acid. So when he sees bats, he has a bit of a fear reaction, as we do normally. From that point on, he gets mentored by Henry Ducard in how to out Bruce, basically. And the reason being for this is that Bruce was Ducard's biggest protege, and Bruce obviously turned his back on him to become Batman, and so on and so forth. So Ducard is now training the Joker's mind to go in the same places where Bats has gone. So think 3 Jokers, think multiple personalities, all the while there's a case going on in Batman's early days where he's hunting the Red Hood gang. And it's kind of all over the place a little bit, this issue. Towards the end of the book, things get super interesting in that you realize that Ducard potentially is being played and has just given away the greatest strengths to someone who's as crazy as the Joker, which again fits into the sort of like Joker's mentality when you think of how he coerced subtly Harley in Mad Love and how he's that sort of origin has gone through there. The art takes a turn halfway through the book to this kind of photorealism stuff, and I've got to say I wish the rest of the book was like this. I think this stuff's really, really good. Probably a little bit Black Label, which is maybe why they went comic book style down the line. I loved the Catwoman element of this book.
She was beautiful.
She was absolutely
beautiful.
Absolutely gorgeous. We'll get there in a second. Where is it? And it was, without a shadow of doubt, the best part of the book. So this is the story of like a future where everyone's been infected by Joker again. It's about audio and sonics and things like that. Catwoman has worked it out, and she's got a little bit of a bandage there, stopping the sounds getting to her. Just look at that. She looks absolutely gorgeous.
So she's so pretty.
She absolutely is.
Beautiful. I like the scene where they're like going in for a kiss of that one bagel. Where is it?
Yeah, there, that one.
Yeah, that one's beautiful with like the makeup dripping down her eye. Oh, it's so great. It's
We
beautiful.
can anyone say photo reference of Keaton and Pfeiffer in this one?
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought of
Yeah,
that. Yeah. Oh, it's so pretty. It's
I
beautiful.
really like that. That's really great. If you could do that as a cover or a print, I would be all over that. Like
It's so
art
good.
on art. You
So
get to see
good.
the Bat family all jokered up.
Yeah.
Before long, she gets jokered up, and then things take a turn for the worse. So you've actually got three stories. Well, two stories going on at this point. You've got the year one stuff and you've got the future stuff. The two intermixed throughout the book. It's something that we've seen being done a million times. So the art style takes a bit of use to, but I applaud the effort to give us something different. What I don't like is Zdarsky trying to Zdarsky-esque the Batman universe. I mean, you've got let's just count this through. You've got the Night 10-issue miniseries, which introduces some characters. You've then got the Failsafe book. You've then got the second part of that, which involves the multiverse and some of the Night characters in that. Now we're doing Joker Year One, which covers Henry Ducard, admittedly an existing DC character, but then pulls him into the Joker's web. And then you've got like older Bruce with a Catwoman. And I'm thinking to myself, you know what? I get that we were open to different interpretations, but do we really? Did anybody ask for a Joker Year One? We talk about villains being villainy. I don't think I was quite happy with the Killing Joke. I don't need to know. I was quite happy with in Star Wars them saying, "Oh, well, Darth and Obi-Wan Kenobi had a fight. Darth lost and got all scarred." I'm all right hearing that. Doesn't necessarily mean I want to see the damn thing.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like, what's the point when this doesn't add anything new other than the fact that the Joker's got the same psychotic, twisted, mind warp, safe room stuff in his head as Batman has. Further building on that idea that they are opposite sides of the same coin, one that order, one chaos. I don't know. And then I read after this, we've got another failsafe story to go.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, man. I mean, we must have had failsafe for the last 2 years now. Try something new, story-wise.
Yeah. Well, they beat the dead horse over and over again.
Definitely.
Yeah. Ugh.
So you kind of got to think, am I enjoying this? I'm not sure if I am. There are some great bits. I love some of the stylish art that goes into this. I quite like seeing the old Batman, the year zero suit. I quite like that. But generally speaking, I just want Batman to get back to being Batman.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you think?
Okay, so I thought this was one of those books where there's like multiple artists. Like,
agreed. There's a couple.
Yeah. So, but I was like, because it went through this like dark, gritty looking, like lots of shadows, and then it switches over to it's lighter. There's not nearly as much shadows. It's not nearly as like, I want to say hyper realistic, but it's not like, it's less realism, I guess, and more comic booky. And it was so weird that it was kind of jarring to me, especially the part when Joker's freaking, I got jump scared a little bit. Joker's freaking face popping out of the water. I was like, jeez, what is this? I thought, I was like, is this the right story? Because it's after one of the Red Hoods gets shot by the guy who has no chin. Well, he has a chin, but not really. It's the very next page, I think.
There you go.
Yeah, that freaking scared me. I was like, what the crap? Where did that come from? And then he does this whole like standing out of the water in the red, the red. I was like, I really like this style. That's creepy. That's really well done. And then, we got that creepy style. And then we jump to the light style with the cops and, blah, blah. And then Henry. And then it goes back to that dark style again with like that skeletal emaciated Joker. I didn't know what was going on. I was like, am I having like a fever dream or tripping? Because this art style jump is so drastic. It's throwing me off. And it's like they're jumping in time, but they're not telling you that they're jumping in time. So I'm just really confused the whole time I'm reading this. Also, Henry, I didn't know that was Henry. I thought it was someone else.
Nope, it's him.
Because I have never seen him look like that.
Well,
ever. It, like even the quote unquote present him from the DC database doesn't even look like that. So I'm like, I was like, who is this person? Who is he saying that he trained Batman? I was like, who is this? And he's like, oh, Henry. And I was like, what? And I don't even think they spelled it the same.
It was R.I.
R.I.? I thought they put a Y in this one when they said Henry.
Let's have a look. I don't know. It's supposed to be
French,
isn't it? So it should be
yeah, he's supposed to be French. It's supposed to be R.I. So I was very confused. I was like, who is this?
I don't know where to say his name, so
yeah, I was like, what? And so I was very, very confused. And I was just like, what is going on? Then I got to like the Selena part and I was like, oh, she's so gorgeous. That art is beautiful. Like it and I was like, oh, that's sweet. And I actually even like the weird Killer Croc design where he's like a giant dinosaur looking thing.
Is that in this book?
What?
Killer Croc's not in this book, is he?
Yeah, he is. He's the giant dinosaur.
Oh, is he?
Oh wait, no. I'm confusing a different book. My bad. I'm so sorry. So anyway, different book. We'll talk about it. But I like Selena's design. See, this book is just a fever dream to me. I don't know what's going on. Like, like, were they jumping through time? What was the They weren't jumping through time.
Yeah, they were. This is the future. You can see Selena's got white hair as opposed to the normal black hair. Everyone's growing up a little bit.
Yeah, it was just the jumps were kind of like random because Batman, it threw me off because they're getting shot at, bang bang, blah blah. He goes through the window, he goes out. The guy pulls a gun on Batman. Next thing we know, it's Batman outside, the waterfront, and he's looking at a gun and stuff. And then Joker pops his creepy ass head out of the the water. Then all of a sudden we jump to the jumps just didn't make any sense to me. So that was my main issue. No, I was super confused.
So only a couple of weeks to the end of this, and then we'll get back to normal, regular programming.
Yeah.
I still don't think we needed a year one, but
no. Well, he could have gotten his own book like everyone else did.
Yeah, could have black labeled it and done it properly. It was fine.
Yeah. Well, Joker doesn't really even need an origin story because he's Joker. The whole point is that he's a liar and he makes shit up. He's
that's exactly
no one knows. No one knows what his true origin is because he makes shit up.
All we know about the Joker, the one fact that is true, is that at some point he got dunked in the vat of acid. That's it. That's it. That's all. That's the only thing that's consistent throughout. Because how else does he turn all pale skinned? That's it.
Wait. I found a page where they say his name. His name's Daniel. It's not Henry.
Is it not? Are you sure?
Yeah, it says Daniel. He says, Daniel isn't here, clown. My name is blah, blah. Who's Daniel? Who is this? Who is this person? Who?
Let's have a look.
Who is this?
I'm sure it's Henry Ducard. Yeah, it's Henry. I'm sure it is.
No, he says Daniel's not here. It's when he starts freaking out. Page 21. Right?
Who's Daniel?
Daniel isn't here, clown. I don't know who this is. Who is this person? Henry Ducard, David. Let's see. And now I'm just looking at like who trained Batman.
And that is a mystery for another show. We will get to the bottom of that.
Who are you?
Who are you? Right. Oh my god. All right, here we go. Time for an advert for our other shows. Shall we go K-pop?
Sure.
There you have it. K-pop Cosmos, our monthly show. There is everything to do with K-pop. Let's see if we can, before we move on to the next book, let's see if we found something on here that we could maybe use this. There was
So I found out who Daniel is. His name is Daniel
Daniel Dr. Daniel Captillo. Yes.
Captillo.
There you go.
Okay. I was like, who is this person? There we go.
So I apologize for getting it wrong. There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
Excellent. Whew.
Now I'm less confused because he looks like himself then.
All right. Next up is this book. Matthew is going to kick himself. This is Red Hood, The Hill, number 1 of 6. Written by Sean Martinborough. Art by Sanford Green. Colours by Matt Hermes. Tripatiri is on letters. I'm not going to go too much into this book too straight away because you know I'm going to let Hermes. It was Hermes. I'm going to let you go first. But I will say, who thought Daredevil was going to be in this book? I have no idea. But Freyja, take this one away.
Cool. Okay, so art style wise, it's not okay. It's not the worst thing I've seen. It's just not for me. Okay, the art style I don't like. I'm just gonna strip. I don't like this art style. I don't like the weird like dots for the eyes, weird faces that they make them make sometimes because, and they're even like in they're the focus and they're doing those faces. I just don't like that. I don't like the costume design of what are these outlaws? No, I don't even know what they are.
Jokers?
It's just, no, not the Jokers. When everyone comes in with Red Hood. Daredevil's here. Yeah. So when everyone shows up, I just go, yeah, there we go. That it. And I'm go, are you serious? Mostly the football uniform got me giggling because I was like, really? That's what your costume design is?
That's where Brett Favre's gone. Nice.
It's like if Cyborg, because he was a football player, goes, yes, I need a superhero costume. Let me go. Or no, it's an episode of Psych where he becomes the mitt and he's wearing the catcher's gear. And Gus is the tap dancer. Because he like the tap dance. Ah, it's so bad. The costumes are just terribly designed, in my opinion. And they're numbered too, which makes it worse because it's making me feel like Power Rangers. It's just so. I was like, oh my gosh, please no, please don't make this serious. And I was like, oh, they did make it serious. Oh, this is painful because it's just because one dude's a baseball player and the other dude's a freaking football player. I was half expecting like an ice hockey player to show up. I'm sorry. It's just so bad. And then we get this point where I know I said I wanted more like, like them to be humanized and stuff. But I felt like I just wanted to smash my head on my desk so many times when they're having the party. I'm like, oh my God, shut up. Shut up.
This is the world's worst party. It's got no music.
It's so boring. And Jason Todd, I don't know what is wrong with his face in this book, but oh my God. I didn't even know that was Jason Todd. I was like, who is this person? And everyone's got the Santa nose, so their noses are all red for whatever reason. It's just, I don't like the art style. I don't like the design for pretty much anything. And they feel these characters are just so boring when they're talking to each other. And they're like, hey, did you listen to that vinyl shop? I'm like, oh my God, these are the most pretentious people. I just hated this whole party scene. It went on way too long. It was just too... I like the humanization, but at the same time, it's so fucking boring. It's so boring. Because there's just boring characters. I'm fine with them being human, but at the same time, I'm like, oh my God, why is this so painful? And so it's just... I want to read superheroes of superheroes being super with a tiny sprinkle of like them doing normal stuff, maybe like having one page or one scene like Bruce going to the camp farm and them having dinner together or something. That's fine. Not this like, hey, I want to introduce you to my friend. Oh, did you go to the vinyl shop the other day? I'm like, oh my God.
You know what's happened here is the writer has been sat in a Starbucks stuck with writer's block, and he's just recorded everybody's conversation.
Oh my God. Yeah, they've been recording the old school, what are they, hipsters and the it's just, I hate it. And then it's just, I've already said the half-shaved head hairstyle is actually ugly, and it is, and I still stand by that. If you like it, fine by you, whatever, but I think it looks hideous on everyone who isn't a dude, because some guys with like the chiseled jaws could pull up the shaved side heads and it looks good. But I just, what they do to Jason's face, he doesn't look anything like Jason Todd.
I want to know when he got his confidence back, because didn't he get it ripped out of him as part of the whole Gotham War malarkey?
Yeah, I thought he was totally like all jacked up because of what happened to him.
So I don't know what, have I missed something where he got his powers back? I know there is a Red Hood the Hill 0, which conveniently is in the blurb, and here is this book, issue 1, takes place after the events of issue 0. Well, no shit, thanks. Normally 1 follows 0, not the other way around. So it doesn't really help the fact that there's, the start of the book is in the past. Then you've got to read Red Hood 0. Then you've got to read this to understand what's going on. Yeah, I'm not sure I've got that much time or interest to invest. And you've got to bear in mind, Freyja, I made a very serious New Year's resolution to Matthew, and said that I would not diss Red Hood or Jason Todd anymore, because it's his favorite character. And he gets sad when anyone has a pop at it, and it's not nice when someone has a go at your favorite character. No. But because Matthew's not here, I can say this in all impunity. This book sucks.
It does.
The whole thing sucks. I don't understand the premise of it. It's like, so we'll have Red Hood in yet another different location within Gotham doing something that, you know what, if the Huntress did it, Batman would kick her out.
Yeah.
So I don't understand the whole thing. I don't understand why Batman lets Jason Todd do what he does. I don't understand why anybody reads this, because this is no different to Robin going out on his own, the Tim Drake Robin.
Oh, that one was
Going out,
terrible.
well, this book's terrible, so you know.
Yeah. And he doesn't even act like Jason Todd. Like, why would Jason? Why is he hanging out with these people?
Yeah, I mean, there's no rhyme or reason to it. It's just random ideas thrown together, and with a back character thrown in to give it some legs. Just so happens it picks the wrong back character, and it ain't got no legs. I will guarantee you this. I will promise you this. When Matthew comes back and we end up, he says, "Oh, let's look at Red Hood, the Hill #2." I'll be like, "Dude, I'm not even going to bother looking at the book. I am. You know, we don't get paid enough to look at this sort of stuff.
I don't get paid at all.
I don't get paid at all either. That's what I'm saying. You know, my wife says to me, well, I can't remember the last time you read a comic book for fun. It's all reviews and podcasts. I'm like, well, you know, I read one. I read a couple yesterday.
I enjoy reading them, even the trashy ones. You know, it's a different type of fun. Like, it's my masochist fun and my sadistic fun. Yeah, sometimes I choose the bad ones to torture you guys.
I was going to say, sometimes I think the sado, the masochist, I think that like one's to yourself, one's to others. So, you know.
Exactly.
Thanks for that.
You're welcome. I will say one thing for Matthew is I felt Red Hood that Jason deserved better than this book.
I will say this to Matthew is that I don't care if Jason gets eaten up and thrown away and the key is lost and never revisits his head again. Because you know what? I'm absolutely done with it. Yeah. How many times does the character have to go through yet another series? I mean, come on, DC. You're not Marvel. Stop trying to push a Captain Marvel series on us. Red Hood's never going to be as popular as you think he's going to be.
Yeah, and I thought Jason was having a thing with Artemis. What happened there?
Is Artemis back?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought so. But then again, I don't know what's going on with the Amazonians.
Oh well, to be honest, I'm quite enjoying the Wonder Woman book. Tom King. It's not a quick read by any stretch of the imagination. And there's where's Tom King in it? So but there's some really nice art in there. I think there's some interesting stories. It's not the world's quickest pace. But the last issue, if you get a chance to read it, I don't know if you saw it, but Wonder Woman goes around all her colleagues. So is it Yara, Cassie, Donna, and she challenges them all to a kind of battle.
Combat.
Yeah, like a battle, and if the idea is the winner, you know, the loser has to agree to what the winner wants, and it's a whole thing where she's saying, right, I don't want you to get involved. It's just, you know, so she beats Yara at something, she beats Cassie at something, then she beats Donna playing Mortal Kombat. And at the end of the book, at the same time, the villains are going around getting like a whole sort of army of Wonder Woman villains to gang up on her. And the last pages, she goes into her apartment, and all the Wonder Girls are there just saying, yeah, we know with us, we just don't care.
We do what we want.
Yeah, pretty much. And you know what? I thought it was such a, you know, you got the jump scare with the Joker book. Mm-hmm. I didn't expect that page turn. I didn't when they're all there. I was like, oh, bless.
Yeah.
You know? And I thought that was really good. I think Tom King is working that book really, really well for sure. So,
yeah.
But you know, what can I say? I mean, I like the Supergirl book, as everybody knows.
Yeah, you did. And they're making a movie out of it.
Yeah, it's cool. Right, our last book. I've got to say that it's batshit crazy is an understatement. I have not looked at the first two books of this, so this is kind of like in the crazy pie. I have no idea what's going on. It is Batman. City of Madness, Cthulhu-inspired cover there.
Yeah, the ones from below.
Or Ood, if you like, Doctor Who.
The Ood. Nah, they're cooler than the Ood, I'm going to say.
Ood are scary. What can I say?
They are scary.
Where we at? So this is written and drawn with colours by Christian Ward. Hassan Otsman LLL is on letters. It's a Black Label book.
Yes, it is.
Is this why you picked it?
No. I picked it because Cthulhu Batman right there on the cover.
Judging books by covers. Here we go.
I
Let's have
do.
it.
I
There
do.
we go.
Beautiful. It's a great cover. I like that.
Bat Cthulhu.
Bat Cthulhu. The Batman from below is what they call him in the book.
Is it?
Yeah, this is. Mm-hmm.
Go on, take it away.
I was just gonna say this is very. What is he called? What? Why am I blanking on his name? Cthulhu writer.
Oh, Wells?
Yeah, H.G. Wells. Yeah, there you go. Like, this is very H.G. Wells, you know, or H.P. Lovecraft, not Wells.
Lovecraft, sorry.
H.P. Lovecraft. I got half of his name right. H.P. Lovecraft. The ones from below, those weird gods, Lovecraftian gods, which I like. I like that type of thing. And with that, it is very batshit crazy. As those stories are. Brave. I'll just go through the synopsis of what it is. So basically, under Gotham is another Gotham, like a mirror Gotham. And they call it Gotham Below. It's like a living nightmare populated with what they call it, twisted mirrors of our Gotham's denizens, fueled by the fear and hatred flowing down from above. For decades, the doorways of the cities have been closed and guarded by the Court of Owls, but now the door is open and twisted versions of Batman and everyone else has come out, and this Batman is looking for a Robin, so he has kidnapped this child to mess him up and be like him. And so Batman teams up with the Court of Owls to essentially shut the doorway. The Court of Owls, of course, are going to do it their way, and Batman's going to try to do it his way. So the Batman from below, in this book, it turns out to be this kid named Alfred. So I thought we were talking like Pennyworth Alfred for a second. So what happened was that his family, his sister and his mother were murdered. And so he was the last remaining kid, I believe, from the family. And so his dad kind of made a deal with these Lovecraftian gods to keep his son safe. But as everyone knows with the Lovecraftian things, they twist the rules.
The devil is in the details.
Yeah. So they took the actual son and they replaced him with a copy. So the father wouldn't know. So the son has been down in essentially this Lovecraftian place, and it has twisted him and changed him into the Cthulhu Batman looking thing. And that's also why we have this weird version of Croc that I like that has a mouth and arm. Like he has 4 arms and 2 mouths, 3 mouths. He has 2 mouths. And he looks like this giant, like, I don't know, dragon thing. And the artwork kind of reminded me, were similar, so that's why I confused the 2 books a little bit. And I was like, okay, I got that wrong. But Batman's working with someone named Talon. Talon's like, we need to leave. And Batman's like, I'm going to try to save people. And then he calls him out for like possibly killing Croc. And he's like, well, that wasn't my intent to kill him. He's like, yeah, so you could kill things if it wasn't your intent to kill things. And I was like, I mean, whatever. So they go into Arkham, find their weird version of Two-Face, and they find their version of Bruce Wayne down there. And Bruce Wayne, the version of Bruce Wayne down there, is already dead. And they go in, yeah. And then and Harvey's like, he is my friend, and you know, he was trying to save us and stuff. So I was like, and it kind of goes back to that whole thing of like Batman being Batman, where he actually does care about his rogues gallery, and he does care about these people because some of them were his friends, and he wants them to get better. And you know, because even in the animated series he did that, like that Harley's Day Out is one good example of where he was, you know, trying to help them, because that's a great one. And just you know, and when Penguin got rehabilitated, he would frequent Penguin's club. But when like Bruce Wayne goes to your club, everyone's gonna go to your club. And so it was just kind of that thing. So him and Talon get in a fight about how to do things. Bruce goes in, he saves the kid, saves the day, gets out. Talon set a bomb, so they had to just escape, and it blows up, and it closes the door. And at the end, and I'm happy to see Alfred back, because I'm so glad he's back, honestly. So at the end,
he's not back though, is he?
Yeah, he is. He's talking to Bruce at the end. And he gives him
Yeah,
a letter.
yeah, but this is out of continuity. This is
I
Black Label.
know. Yeah,
It's
whatever.
not Batman.
It's my continuity. I'm gonna
Oh,
believe it.
okay.
But I like the end because it shows Bruce and this kid who was kidnapped to be Robin coming out from the rubble. And it shows that the kid's going to a therapist to get help from seeing his father get murdered and people who need to be arrested being arrested. It also shows Bruce as Batman going and visiting Harvey and
Mhm.
the people in Arkham Asylum and the Court of Owls, being the Court of Owls, them doing their thing.
Yeah.
And I like the Jack Nicholson looking Joker at the end.
Yeah.
It made me happy. And I like when Batman is shown to be Batman. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
compassionate.
he's
He's not compassionate.
compassionate.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
just about vengeance.
Yeah,
So
he actually cares about he beats the yes, they fight and he has to subdue them and be the aggressive Batman and whatever. But I like seeing that he genuinely cares. And that was because that's why I liked Batman in the first place. Because growing up, I didn't really read the comics because my family wasn't really into that. But I did watch the animated series of all the like X-Men and Superman and Batman. I even watched the Superman animated series and like Justice League
you
and
hate
Spider-Man.
Superman.
And I don't even like Superman. Yeah, I watched the Christopher Reeve Superman with my dad. And stuff like that. So, but my Batman was always the compassionate Batman from like the animated series, and that's why I liked him so much. And because he was a flawed character who wanted to help people. And I think that's why I don't really like Superman, because he doesn't seem like a really flawed character, because he was just a farm boy who has superpowers, and then he has to figure out how to deal with that because he's an alien. But he didn't remember any of that. Like as a baby, he didn't remember anything about Krypton or anything like that. So he wasn't really dealing with any trauma or anything. So he didn't seem like a flawed character too much. He just seemed like, golden boy,
Well, I think it's an interesting point you bring up with Soups. A little bit out of context for this book, but
yeah, sorry.
That's fine. I often think that the difference between Clark and Bats, for example, is that Batman's the real Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne's the act. With Superman, it's the totally opposite. If Clark Kent didn't have powers because he's raised with good morals and good ethics, he'd run into the burning building to save you regardless of the fact he's got no powers.
And I do like how they play off of each other, and I like their like best friend friendship that they have.
Yeah, cool. This book, no, it's fine. This book is bonkers. One of the scariest books I ever read was the Arkham Asylum hardback by Grant Morrison, and I absolutely, it just worries me. When I had that book in my collection, I was like, I just can't read it. It's just too much. And this kind of reminded me of that a little bit.
Well, they did say that there's a tribute to that.
Yeah, so I'm kind of like, I don't want to get involved in this again. It's not my cup of tea in any straight way or form. Just to listen to the synopsis of what's going on. It's a twisted mirror that lives underneath Gotham. Strange, because I'm sure I read Dark Metals a few years ago, which is a twisted multiverse that lives under the universe with lots of different versions of different characters. So for all the smoke and mirrors and the fantastic art, whether you like it, whether it's your cup of tea or not, you cannot take your eyes off any of the pages, any of the panels. The colors are striking. The art is visually authentic. It absolutely scares you, worries you, makes you smile. The whole thing, the whole emotive spectrum is laid clear on these panels. I just think, story wise, a dark Gotham, yeah, whatever. I've seen that before.
Yeah.
But I do like, as I said, the art. It's ambitious. It's still not the Batman that I want, in that he doesn't go out and solve crimes or anything. But horror lends itself to Batman so well that it was inevitable that we would revisit horror with a Bat book. I'm glad it's done as a Black Label, so you can get the full impact of the art without having to worry about curtailing any of it for a younger audience.
Yeah.
So I think that works really well. It's the first time I've looked at this book. I've not looked at part 1 or 2, which explains probably why I have no idea what's going on. And it's not a book that I'll be buying.
Oh, really?
Not to a lack of quality. It's just not for me.
See, and I'm the opposite because I like the art so much, and I like the Lovecraftian, mythos type thing going. It's on my, like, I might possibly I need to go through and reread like everything. And is this the last book? Is this the last issue?
I believe so, yeah.
I might actually get this because I like the art so much, and I'll just have to reread it for the story. But I like the art and I like the cover stuff. So
cool. There you go. Excellent. Good call. Well done. Right, there you have it. Another hour spent in pleasant company for you.
It was, my pleasure to be here. And we actually found a book that we liked. We don't just, whine and complain about everything.
Well, no, that's true. And I will say this, as I say every now and again, these are just our opinions. We're not affiliated with DC. We're an independent broadcaster.
We don't get paid for anything.
Exactly. So if you disagree with us and you want to go out and buy the books we talked about, that's fine. It's totally
go
fine.
for it.
Enjoy what you buy. That's pretty much part and parcel of what we do this. This is just our opinions, and by no means are we there to kibosh anybody's joy of what you're reading. If Joker Year 1 is your cup of tea, knock yourselves out. Fill your boots. And there you go.
No.
Excellent. Don't forget to check out the UCPM for all your favorite shows, including Freyja.
K-Pop Cosmos, where we talk about K-pop artists and just things basically going around in that sphere.
Cool. Excellent. And of course, don't forget the Old Timers Comic Book Show, where the hosts aren't old, but the comics most certainly are. Their next episode, dropping on the 28th of February, is a Tainted Love special for February, the month of love.
Ooh.
So there you go. Check out who makes the bad love grade.
I'm going to say Shazam and Stargirl.
Are we 25 years old there? That's your mind back.
Age is just a number.
Yeah. I don't know that show, it isn't. All right. Freyja, thanks again. Really appreciate your time.
No problem.
I've been your host, Johnny Machine Hughes. And as always, adios.
Bye, guys.